Hello, my name is Nikitah. I am 17 years old and a student of the International Baccalaureate at St Leonard's in St Andrews. I'm excited to be able to talk to all the individuals here today and to talk to you about water thought. So, my qualifications and my interest and the reason why I'm able to talk here today is due to me being a youth ambassador for an organisation named NNEdPro, Need for Nutrition Education program. I have advocated as a youth ambassador since I've been 8 years old, so it's been a few years now, but looking back, I really was enthusiastic and passionate, and that's where a lot of my initiative has come from. You may be wondering why I take such issue with something that may seem so far from me. Well, one of my most distinct memories surrounding water security and the need for infrastructure surrounding water to be sustainable and the right for water comes from working with one of the two sister projects created by NNEdPro. So the first one was the Mobile Teaching Kitchen, which was created in 2016 and aims to be able to facilitate and to be able to empower champions of the Mobile Teaching Kitchen. These champions a lot of the time are women who have lived in areas that are underfunded and neglected parts of a country. So within this, I remember visiting a location of the Mobile Teaching Kitchen, and children my age, older, younger, were drinking water that was directly coming from a contaminated source. I have forever held that memory as something to not only gratify myself and to make myself more grateful for my situation, but also as a pusher for me to be able to seek justice for children of my age. Additionally, in the Little Literacy Library project, founded in 2022, we aim to be able to facilitate bilingual literacy for a lot of the time the children of these mothers and children in these underfunded and undeveloped areas of the nation. So within this, we try to promote healthy wash practices. However, this is not an issue of whether people know how to drink water safely and what sanitary conditions are. This is an issue of policy, as water is inherently political. Firstly, legislature. In the UK, we seem to have a great water system. However, despite popular belief, based on environmental, financial and performance data, the water sector in England is described as having the worst legislative and regulatory framework among developed nations. This is partially due to its broken privatised system, however stands as a testament that this is not an issue that stands far away from us. It's a lot closer to home than we think it is. Another factor is war. For example, the Indus River Water Sharing Treaty between India and Pakistan after a terrorist attack, Russia targeting hydropower dams in Ukraine, and Gaza's water supply having collapsed with over 90 to 95% of water contaminated or unusable due to destroyed infrastructure caused by Israeli attacks. Another part of this is AI regulation and policy. So we've seen AI be normalised, and we've seen AI pushed by everyone from world leaders to English teachers. However, AI could drive 6.6 billion cubic metres of water usage by 2027 alone. A single 100-word prompt made by AI can consume 519 millilitres of water. And due to lack of regulation, this allows for ecosystems and environments to face irreversible damage without holding the associated companies accountable. As part of this, water access is a gender issue. We have seen that women and girls sacrifice their lives to be able to provide water in certain parts of the globe, and these same women and girls are responsible for collecting water in 8 out of 10 cases globally. So reasons may differ. However, this still directly affects half of a community's population from developing to their full potential. They normally choose to hydrate others rather than themselves. Additionally, the burden is mostly carried by pregnant and lactating mothers. This is a multi-generational issue, and this will continue to impact future generations if we refuse to address this. When we empower water, we empower women, and when we empower women, we empower their health. The impact of this is seen in areas such as the Little Literacy Library project and the Mobile Teaching Kitchen project. We can educate all that we want. However, the issue does not stem from communities not knowing the harm, as they know the impact that lack of water consumption and the impact of contaminated water in the body. However, if we do not address the root cause, being the lack of change made by legislature and government initiatives, nothing can be changed. We should not change the education, we should change the audience we educate to. So here are the solutions. It may seem like there's no hope, and the most you can do is sit and watch the world around you burn. However, there's still always something that we can do. Number 1, make conscious choices. Number 2, advocate for better policy. Number 3, support NGOs advocating for more democratized and for better water situations globally. And number 4 is advocate for wash projects. However, true impact is made when large corporations are held accountable and when the world's infrastructure allows for environmental sustainability. So the next part is for the change makers. 1. We must focus on maximising wastewater treatment industries, and to be able to do this, we must also realise the impact that unregistered waste being polluted into rivers has upon the environment, and legislation is also required to be able to prevent this from harming our ecosystems further. 2. Agricultural reform, as we need to facilitate industries to make the switch from flooded irrigation. And 3. Implementing and funding decentralised community-led initiatives to restore local water bodies. Despite the challenges that humanity faces, against the odds of scarcity and the lack of control that we may think we have, if change makers consciously choose to work with communities, this would allow for development and the uplifting of all. As a hydrated world is a happy world, remember that you too can make the change. Thank you very much.